I've made a few quite cynical videos recently about how I think most things don't matter. And so I thought it was only fair to close the loop and talk about what I do think matters. So, most of this rhetoric came from Kabbalah. It is a form of Jewish mysticism that I find absolutely fascinating and was a huge part of how I think and the way that I move through my life now. I highly recommend it. There's like podcasts and books and stuff on it. So, we're going like all the way back to the start, Big Bang type, like before creation kind of stuff. This is their theory. I think there's something to it. So, there was God. I was raised Christian, by the way, so I may use some like Christian verbiage or pronouns. It's not that I really care, but whatever. There was God. He was the yin and the yang. He was the dark and the light. He was the love and the fear. He was it all, right? Like it was all one thing. Yet, there was no observer. The observed cannot be observed until there's someone observing it. You need polarity. You need two forces to actually have the experience of being experienced. Does that make sense? I think, honestly, like, let's be honest, I think, like, sex kind of feels that way. Am I wrong? Like, okay. That's a whole other, like, you know what? I gotta stop. So, there was God, it was one thing. So the point of this is that God could observe itself. That's the point. That's what matters. What does that look like in a pragmatic sense? That means that we have equal opportunities for pleasure as much as we have equal opportunities for pain. Love, fear, dark, light, masculine, feminine, all of those things have incredible duality. Some things more comfortable than others. The gift of this and what this looks like in a way that I think is probably going to be the most helpful, because let me just say, like, that kind of like packages up what I think matters. We are here to experience God. What it feels like is you probably have had horrible, soul-crushing life experiences. What they were there for, though, is that now you have mined out the opportunity to have an equal amount of pleasure on the other end. That's the point of pain. And if you can hold pain in that way, that your pain always has meaning, as long as you can accept the pleasure that's to come, there is incredible joy for you. I promise. And your pain is subjective. Everyone has different experiences of pain and what those things look like. But that's the point. Like, even, let's think about like forest fires make perfect ground zeros for brand new beautiful forests to grow. It's like fertilizer, you know. It has purpose. Pain and all of the negative things of the world have purpose, which I think answers one of those. I think it's a dumb question, but it gets asked a lot, that like, why does God let bad things happen? Because baby, you need to experience a negative thing to know a good thing when it's there. You know? So like, of course, I think that on a macro scale, let's talk like wars, or like the political state of the US right now is crazy, or you can name it. Obviously it's horrible. Obviously it's uncomfortable. But every single person that's facing those things will know and has the ability to know incredible joy, peace. They have a gift of being able to use that depth that they have to experience something equally positive if they can recognize the gift of those things. Now, I do want to give a disclaimer of my personal experience relating to this is that I was diagnosed with bipolar about 2 years ago. Bipolar is a disorder, so it's just an extreme version of what already happens to people anyways. Everyone has highs and lows. Like, that's a totally normal thing. I just happen to experience it very intensely. And so I know intimately that on my bad days, I will have an equally positive good day maybe 2 weeks later because of the cycles of, you get what I'm saying. I have realized the gift of those cycles. So now, and I have so many other gifts that I think I've gotten from my bipolar. I would never trade it for anything. It's been one of the best things that ever happened to me. Now, whenever I'm in a bad day, which they happen, I'm doing much better than I ever was. But if I'm having a bad day, I can sit in the thick of a bad day and see the purpose of it. My pain has purpose. I will extract every opportunity, every drop from this pearl that I've been given, so that on that positive, I can experience the fullness of that positive at a later time. And whenever you do, and you are able to totally, I'm trying to explain it. There's not very many words to do it. And this is why I'm an artist, if anyone doesn't know. This is why I do art, because it sometimes only feels like a visual could really do it justice. Like words sometimes really, there's no way that a word like immediately shrinks it down to something, and that's not, you can't. Like a word doesn't really do it. There is a certain kind of glory that comes in those positives when you let yourself get that high, peace, euphoria. I'm getting chills just thinking about it. There is so much just beauty in experiencing the fullness of that side. It makes the journey worth it. So, I think that's all I have. In summation, so what matters is that we get to experience God, and we get to experience creation in its full, messy, nonsensical, painful, gorgeous, pleasurable, hedonistic. I mean, whatever you want to do, that's what I'm doing. But anyways, there's so much beauty in it to be pulled out if that's what you're interested in doing. But also, for what it's worth, I think there's a lot of also pleasure in painful experiences. Call me crazy. I do. If you think about, like, have you ever eaten like KFC? You know what I'm talking about? You're just like sitting there like feeling like gluttonous and fat, and it just kind of feels good. You know what I'm saying? There's pleasure in those things too. And so if you want to hold on to or embrace a negative feeling, there's no shame in that. If you can process it, let it go, take the gift from it, move on. There's so much beauty. Oh my God. I can't even tell you. So this is me attempting to be uplifting. Your pain has meaning. There's so much opportunity for you. And I usually show art at the end, because this is like, my phone ran out of storage as I was about to show you my art, which is sort of fitting, I think, because now you get to experience me in the day, which is like the duality I was referring to. So it kind of works. So this is what I was going to show you. This is a hand-drawn thing that I did. This is where a couple had their first date, and now they're engaged. Isn't that so cute? This is it's called Rafts. It's in the Lower East Side. I could be wrong. Anyway, it's a bakery cafe situation. I love doing things like this because it's really interesting how those moments of joy could be so specific and so significant to one person and then totally meaningless to someone else. It's just so cool. It's my favorite. Okay, so yeah, to send you off, what I do think matters and what we're here to do is experience God. What doesn't matter is how that happens and like the minutia of everything else. Everything else does not matter as long as you get the chance to experience the joy that you came here to do. So, that's my piece. Thanks for hanging out. I love doing these. It's really fun. And I do want to hold space and say that I'm really grateful to anyone who's ever watched these. These are just the things that I think about all the time, and these are the questions that no one asks me. So I am honored and very, very grateful that I get to chat about these things because I can't do it at a bar. So I just say thank you. It really means a lot. So you're appreciated, if nothing else.